Can we stop with all the rigged allegations when it comes to the AFC Championship game? Please, I'm asking from the bottom of my heart. Do you guys actually hear yourselves when you are making these claims? I feel like people have completely lost their minds. I feel like people have turned their brains off when it comes to the Patrick Mahomes Kansas City Chiefs. They're tired of them winning. They've seen enough. Nobody likes a dynasty unless you're the fan of that team. You're ready to see somebody else in there. And look, I came into yesterday's game between the Chiefs and Bills basically completely split down the middle. I like the Chiefs. I'm a St. Louis guy. Some people in St. Louis don't like the Chiefs. Others have adopted the Chiefs as their number one team. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. I like them, but they're not my diehard team. I really don't have one since the Rams left. But I'm a fan of the Chiefs. I like them. I like seeing them win. I like seeing them do well. I think Mahomes is the greatest. I think he's already surpassed Tom Brady in that regard. He doesn't have the counting stats in the Super Bowls yet, but I think someday he probably will. What we're seeing from this team is truly special. So I'm in on that. I really like Josh Allen, too. I like the Buffalo Bills. I find them to be compelling. I would have rooted for either team in the Super Bowl. Had the Bills won, I'd have rooted for Buffalo against Philly. Same thing, I'll be rooting for the Chiefs now against the Eagles. Nothing against the Eagles. Saquon Barkley, great. Obviously, great signing. I like Jalen Hurts. He's a little, different in the interviews, but I don't mind him. I just think I prefer the Chiefs, and I would like to see the three-peat. It would be NFL history. But as we're looking back on the AFC Championship game, Chiefs 32, Bills 29, the rigged stuff has just got to go. Look, people would say that because the Chiefs seem to benefit from all these 50-50 calls, all the coin flip type of decisions go their way instead of the other team's way because the league, for some reason, wants to prop up the small market in western Missouri. Most people don't even probably know the Kansas City Chiefs are based in Missouri, not Kansas. It just doesn't make any sense, though, to me, that the NFL, of all the conspiracies and of all the ways that they could look to support a team and to prop up a given team, they would choose this one. They would choose the one in the middle of the country, in the Midwest, with the quarterback from Lubbock, Texas. He's not from Lubbock, Texas, but he went to school there at Texas Tech. And the NFL has decided that this is the horse we're going to back. We're going to make sure to rig all the games in their favor. Is it possible? Because people continue to bring up these arguments that, well, it's really not the case that those 50-50 balls could go the Chiefs' way every time. Could it be possible that this isn't roulette? This isn't the blackjack table. The NFL is not a game of chance. It's more likely that the Chiefs are just really good at what they do. And they're disciplined enough not to make the types of mistakes that maybe other teams make. You see Dalton Kincaid drop a ball. Like, we're talking about this is rigged. Well, if it's rigged, first of all, you should bet on it. You should put all your money on the Chiefs every week if you think the NFL is rigging things in their favor. But if that's the case, why does Dalton Kincaid drop that ball? And if he doesn't, the Bills are in business. Did they rig it so that the Bills player would drop the ball, or did he just not execute on the level necessary to be able to make the play? Great throw by Josh Allen, pressure in his face to be able to get rid of that ball, give his guy a chance. He didn't put it where he wanted it. I saw an interesting view. It wasn't the all-22. It was actually an camera angle from a fan in the stands that showed just how wide open Dalton Kincaid was on that play. But the ball's in the air, and he's still running. He overran the play. If he had just kind of slowed his route, it would have been a little bit of a contested catch, perhaps, because the defender would have probably stopped with him. But there would have been an opportunity for Kincaid to catch it basically in stride if he had not overran the route. The route was fine, but because of the pressure in Josh Allen's face, he couldn't deliver the ball to where Dalton Kincaid was heading. But with guys in his face, he makes a great throw, Josh Allen. Kincaid has to double back to the ball, and he drops it. If he catches it, is there a chance the Bills win that football game? Yeah. Well, what about the rigging allegations then? How would the NFL have figured out a way to rig it if the Bills executed on a level that would have allowed them to win the game? Couple of plays from this game that people are talking about, and I really think it's a shame that everybody wants to talk about the referee stuff as a result of the Chiefs' continued winning rather than just the greatness of a dynasty that we're witnessing. It's always got to come down to, well, they got robbed. I don't know if that's just the 2025 culture, the internet culture. I don't know what it is. But it seems to be the only thing we can talk about at the end of these games are close, controversial calls that, you could describe them as 50-50 balls. But the two are, first, the catch by Xavier Worthy that put the Chiefs in the red zone. At first, I thought it was intercepted by a Bills player, and a lot of folks thought maybe it should have been ruled incomplete. I don't think that was even a possible outcome, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But the referee on the field immediately signaled, after the play ends, he points in the direction of Kansas City's ball, right? Not an interception. Receiver for the Chiefs had maintained possession. And they challenged it. There would have been a holding on the defense anyway, so people questioned whether that should have been challenged by McDermott, because even if they overturned the call, the Chiefs would have maintained possession and they would have gotten a first down, just not quite as close to the end zone as the catch put them from Worthy. But, okay, what was the nature of this call, and was this an example of it being rigged in favor of the Chiefs? I would look at it and say, no. It's a 50-50 ball that, I think the Bills guy had it at first, and then Worthy ripped it away from them. And as they were going to the ground, you could say either guys got it. That's fair. They made a definitive ruling on the field. It was one of those deals where the call was going to stand. To the people that say, well, the ball hit the ground. Oh, did you see the ball hit the ground? A lot of people sending me the clip on Twitter. I'm like, yeah, it can touch the ground. Is this your first time watching football? The ball can contact the ground. You can smear and scrape the ball across that grass as much as you want. Did it change possession? Did it loosen in the guy's hand, in the guy's arm, in the guy's grip? No. There's no sign that, his fingers are glued to that football, Xavier Worthy. It's not as though the ball shifts in his hand. The ball doesn't move. The ball can touch the ground. That's not the smoking gun that people think it is. I would make the case that the only thing it can't be on that play is incomplete. A lot of people seem to think, 50% of people seem to think incomplete. The other people say, well, he didn't catch it. The defender caught it. The only thing it cannot be is incomplete, because the two guys have it, whether one guy has it or the other guy has it, when it's scraping the ground, it's possessed somewhere in there. The ref had to be the guy to decide who possessed it. And it's like, okay, you think that because the Chiefs, and there's this grand conspiracy for the Chiefs to win, that's why. All right, whatever. The other play is obviously the Josh Allen fourth down. I lean toward you have to remove the doubt if you want to get credit and if you want to knock off a dynasty. You have to be the team that removes the doubt. And Josh Allen didn't remove the doubt. I don't think he had the most effective sneak on that play. And, be honest with you, is the universal truth of that play that the ball extended and he got to the line to gain? I'm not saying it's impossible that was the case. There's no camera angle that showed it. There isn't. What everybody wanted to use was either faulty camera angles, they're drawing lines on their little picture on Twitter to say, here's where the ball is. No, that's where his helmet is. No, that's where his jersey is. No, that's where the ball's in his right arm. And Chris Jones's big helmet covers it up. The Chiefs can call the assist to the big-ass dome, I call it on Twitter, of Chris Jones, because he's standing right in the way of where the best angle would be to be able to say where that ball actually was. But Josh Allen had it in the wrong arm, didn't really stretch it. Earlier in the game, he stretched across the goal, the line to gain around midfield, fumbled the ball, so maybe because of that, wasn't trying to do that in this situation. It's a good thing to stretch it when you're on the goal line, but otherwise it's a risky thing, and he didn't want to take that risk. That's fine. Get a yard, and remove the doubt, man. You want to knock off a dynasty? I think that's the burden of proof. You have to be able to be the team that can remove all doubt. And then even still, later on, you have the play where Dalton Kincaid, if he just makes a catch, it's a different set of circumstances. It was not able to do it. So I just think the idea that, well, it's all rigged, and these are the two examples people come to. The last time you see that football disappear behind Chris Jones, it's short of the line to gain. From a straight-on, dead-on camera angle, it's short. Did it probably move a couple inches in favor of Buffalo after that point? Probably did, but you can't see it. Yes, we should have a chip. If there's a chip that can actually geographically show where, the when, and tell them how to spot the football, I'm all for it. I think we're overestimating what that technology is at this point in time, but we'll see if that's something that they can implement down the road. But for me, I'm over the rigged allegations. I'm over that we're watching it was a great weekend of football. The Commanders, they didn't have the juice to be able to stick with the Eagles, but they did some things offensively that were exciting. You want to talk about an example of a team getting in their own way. The fumbles and the mistakes that Washington made turned that game into a blowout. There's nothing they could do against Philly. Philly is a well-oiled machine. Yes, is it kind of boring that we're seeing another Philly KC Super Bowl? Yeah, perhaps. But that's because these teams do things well, and they don't make the mistakes, or the mistakes they do make, they overcome them. Patrick Mahomes lost a fumble in this game. The Chiefs found a way to overcome that. Maybe it's not that it's just a rigged game and it's a game of chance and everybody's got an equal chance to win going in. Maybe this is competitive professional sports and the Chiefs are better at it than everybody else right now. And until proven otherwise, that's kind of the way that I lean to when it comes to the Super Bowl. Eagles might be able to grind them into paste, grind them into dust the way they did to the Washington Commanders. We'll see if they can do that. That's going to be what they'll try to do. But teams have tried before to knock off the Chiefs, and it's been a rarity that we have seen it in this modern era. This episode of the show has been brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code BSHAFE to claim your free pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Visit UnderdogFantasy.com or find them in the App Store. And don't forget to register with my promo code BSHAFE. It's there on the bottom of your screen to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Must be 18 or older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Appreciate you guys for tuning in for my thoughts on the game. Let me know yours. Are you one of those that thinks the NFL is rigged and they rigged it for the Chiefs? Or, do you see the light that this is competition and the Chiefs are just at this point better at the competition than everybody else? I'll see your thoughts below. Subscribe to the channel for more football thoughts and for more fantasy thoughts, too, as time goes on. Appreciate you. Peace.